Official Wrestling presents Recent Developments. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second episode of Recent Developments. This is the show where we look back on the past month in NXT and look at its recent developments. What's been going on in the developmental recently? Just pretty much giving away the meaning for that name. I'm your host, Kieran, and I'm joined by Croft.
Hello.
So this is essentially just the fallout from War Games, which we covered. First thing I want to bring up is Drew's injury.
I'm gutted.
Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a shitter, isn't it?
It's an absolute shitter. Poor guy.
Do you think he's going to go back to NXT, or...?
Well, it's that age-old thing of being an NXT fan of, I don't want him to go back to NXT, but at the same time I do, because I watch NXT a lot more often than the main roster.
Yeah.
But I know it's best for him not to go back. Will WWE see it that way? Probably not. They probably think he needs to go back and eat a pin from Lars Sullivan or something.
Yeah.
Knowing what they're like.
Give some rub to somebody else.
Which would be cool.
But he's just literally just giving his rub to Almas.
Yeah. He doesn't need to go back. He's got no reason to be back in WWE, in NXT at all. He needs to be main roster.
Speaking of main roster, recently we had a couple of call-ups. The 5 of the women's division got called up. It was, I'm going to do this from memory, it was Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, and Liv Morgan.
Correct.
In the right order as well. What do you make of that?
Well, what I made of it initially is, well, they're doing a Women's Royal Rumble. And now it turns out they are.
No, they are. That's been confirmed.
I thought it was nice to get some more talent on the rosters, because Jesus Christ, didn't they need it?
Yeah.
The sad thing about it is, coming off Clash of Champions the other night, the new talent in Ruby Riott,
in SmackDown.
Yeah, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. What impact have they made?
At the moment, very little. But that's I guess that's something we'll talk about. We talked about on a few good marks.
It's to be expected. But at the same time, it'd be nice to have literally anyone but Ruby Riott leading that team.
See, now, why don't you like Ruby Riott?
Because she's shit.
She's not. She's really good.
Oh, she's good in the ring.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, not as a leader though. She couldn't lead.
I don't think she's that bad of a...
Oh, she's awful.
I don't think she's that bad of a promo at all.
She's terrible.
She's not a bad promo. She looks great.
She's...
Right, no, right.
No,
how many women in WWE do you know who are that heavily tattooed?
No.
Exactly. It is so different, and that's what I like about it.
Different.
Also, this punk rock gimmick has name who's been done by the punk rock gimmick?
Literally, Lita. Paige.
Nah, Paige's anti-diva, that wasn't punk rock.
It's the same thing.
Not really. Like, she's going full-on punk rock with it.
Yeah, but there's a reason no one's done it before. It's because it's shit.
Well, no, I think it's it's an easy gimmick. I think that's why no one's done it. It's like to do a gimmick off music is really easy because you've got an entire culture behind it. Like, you
Exactly, it's really easy, so why can't she do it?
She's doing it.
She's not doing a very good job of it.
Well, blame creative. That's all I'm saying.
I won't blame creative because she's got a lot of easy stuff to work with. She's leading a team literally called the Riot Squad.
Yeah, it is named after her as well.
Like Ruby, stop doing that thing that I see a lot of female wrestlers do.
Which is?
It pisses me off every time they do it. They do this thing where they go, huh.
Is that supposed to be for selling, or...?
No, not for selling. Mid-promo.
Oh, right.
When they go, huh, and then they make the next point, and they go, huh, and make the next point. It's like,
that's just a bad...
fucking talk.
It is a bad promo
You're just shit at doing promos.
Usually guys, like, I'm pretty sure there'd be a male equivalent.
Oh, there is. But at the same time, like, I notice it more with female wrestlers because a lot of them do it. And it's such
now you've said it, it's kind of like the glass is broken now, and I can actually oh my god, you're so right.
They do, and it's such this snarky little snooty thing that they think makes them a good heel, and it doesn't make me dislike them. It just makes me go, "You're not very good at this."
You know what? Right? Sasha didn't do that, and that's what made her gimmick so
exactly
good. Okay.
And as I'm not slating the NXT, the ladies from NXT. In ring, they've impressed me. Yeah. Sarah Logan really impressed me in the ring.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, not as much yet, but she's working on it. Ruby's great in the ring, but all the promos need work. Did you see Sarah Logan's promo on SmackDown?
No.
Just go and watch that promo.
Jeez.
Oh my, it's so bad.
Fuck.
Poor Sarah. She shouldn't have been thrust in front of the crowd that early.
They all... this is the thing, is I think that... I like, none of them really had a big run in NXT. Ruby was up there, in some main events and stuff like that. Liv was up there for a little bit as well. But they just weren't... They weren't given a lot of exposure.
No, I think
which
Ruby
works,
also.
Which works in a lot of ways, because in that sense, a lot of times when somebody gets called up to NXT, you have this small segment of the crowd that do watch NXT. I say small. You have a segment of the crowd that do watch NXT that then go absolutely bananas when somebody does come up, but then there's the other half go, well, who's this guy?
Yeah.
But then if you eliminate that, everybody at once goes, oh, who are they? Like, kind of like they did with Braun. Like, everyone was like, whoa. Because he wasn't on NXT, and it was very, at the time, I remember, like, coming up with like a topic to discuss on one of the podcasts, and it was like, so when do you think the next time we're going to have somebody go from developmental without going through NXT, and then literally the next night Braun showed up?
Was that after his Wyatt family stuff?
It was during it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he got brought in as part of him, didn't he? But anyway, so that's for the NXT call-ups. I would have liked to have seen them a bit more actually on NXT. I know that they were obviously doing the tours and stuff. Liv got a good run.
Liv's been there for a long time.
She's
not had a lot of exposure, which is the problem.
Yes.
In NXT. But like you say, it's interesting to see them just come to the main roster.
Absolutely.
But I do think they needed more work on promos before they came up. Or just give them less promos. Make them a silent squad that goes and beats the shit out of people. Because that's what people are expecting when you call them the Riot Squad. When was the last Riot you saw where they said... give us a microphone. Let's have a chat.
Give us that megaphone there.
Let's have a chat before we just kick the shit out of you. No, shouldn't have been done.
Okay. So after War Games, the episode afterwards, you had a proper little hissy fit, didn't you, at the episode? Because the format is... Because how long have you been watching NXT for? Because I knew that this was going to happen. This is the regular...
listen, I knew it was going to happen, but I don't like it. I started watching NXT, must have been about January time.
Yeah.
After the what was the takeover the year before the Rumble this year? Whatever it was.
It wasn't Chicago. It was
Chicago was the rest.
San Antonio.
Yeah, the takeover Chicago was the first takeover I saw.
Oh right, okay.
I saw live.
Yeah.
So
it was just after San Antonio.
So for me, enjoying the weekly episodes, enjoying the usual 3-match format, which is what they usually do, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
If you've got time. With a bit of filler stuff, a few segments to build people up. To go from that to after... Because it had been a while since Chicago.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really expecting it.
Yeah, that's a big gap in it. And I feel like they could do with a 5th one in the summer.
They did in SummerSlam, didn't they? They had one before
SummerSlam. They have one for each of the big 4 pay-per-views now, but I feel like because the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and probably Survivor Series are relatively close to each other. Not even that. No, sorry. Ignore that. Because WrestleMania and SummerSlam are so far apart, is what I meant to say. They could do one with one.
I
could
wouldn't
do
mind
with one in the middle.
Like June.
Definitely, they could do with one in the middle.
I mean, I'd forgotten what the SummerSlam one was like, to be honest. After what was it? TakeOver Dallas.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten what the NXT was like after that. I imagine it's probably more of the same. But because War Games was so good, I was like, you've got so much momentum to capitalise on 4 days after. And they gave us Ruby Riott v Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
Which wasn't great.
No.
And then they gave us
Dunn and Gargano.
Which was great. Which was great, but was recorded on the night of War Games. Yeah. Which, the Deville
that's how they've done it.
And that's how they've done it since. But it was pointless. We didn't get any advancement of storylines. No. The only advancement we got was any advancement of storylines.
It was the Deville and Riot, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that storyline was completely pointless because they'd already been called up.
Very true.
By the time that match aired, and then they had another one the week after.
Yeah, very true.
So it was just a waste of time. So I didn't like I hate it. I cannot stand when they give us a recap because if you're watching the weekly show, obviously you've already watched the takeover.
I agree. I agree with that bit. I definitely agree with that bit. I like the format of showing pre-recorded matches at after a takeover. It does allow hype to die down a little. They haven't got there's not as much pressure on NXT to perform as a brand to get ratings in because WWE control it's a WWE controlled thing. They're not outsourcing to other networks or whatever. But I do think they could definitely dial down the
constant recapping.
Yeah, absolutely. Throw in another match in there.
Yeah.
There is no need for how much that was.
Speaking of not having to pander to networks, they did. They've shown NXT on the USA Network last week.
Excellent.
Not a big fan of this myself, from a viewership standpoint in the UK, because I don't have the access to the USA Network.
We don't get USA Network.
And the equivalent that it would be shown on over here, which I assume is still Sky Sports. I don't really know. I don't have access to over here, and a lot of people don't. And it's nice to have WWE programming that you don't have to have.
I don't think they'll take NXT off the network, though.
Well, this is what they're saying. They're not... The one that they put on the network, the one they put on the USA Network, was still shown on WWE Network.
Yeah.
They are thinking about making a permanent move. And showing the reruns of it in the same ways they do Raw and SmackDown a month later.
I would cancel my network subscription.
As would I.
Just not worth it.
It's not worth it just for pay-per-views?
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That would be the most bonehead move.
From a marketing standpoint and from a viewership standpoint, it's a great move. But
you get more advertising from it.
Yeah, but from a UK perspective, and from a fan perspective of getting an hour, just shy of an hour of wrestling content, taking that away from
Are they
people,
expecting us to refill that with 205 Live? Is
Exactly.
that what's going to happen? I think not.
No.
So anyway, the week after that, as we mentioned, the Gargano Dunn match was very good.
That's fantastic.
The week after that, it was a TV taping from somewhere else. Was it still? It was the special show in San Antonio, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
The notable match I've got from that is British Strong Style versus Dunn and Andrews.
It was really good.
Oh my god, British lads once again showing how good they actually are.
I have a note that I wrote down saying I think it's really good that the UK guys are getting a permanent spot and a prominent
absolutely.
place on NXT.
Yeah. There was the next week as well after that it was Dane versus Seven, two lads who've made their name for themselves on the UK scene. Trent Seven is I'm starting to warm to him. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know my feelings on Trent Seven. I know your feelings on Trent Seven.
I'm starting to warm to him.
I absolutely love him. If you look back at the UK Championship tournament, Seven was the favourite going in.
He was favourite going in, but I couldn't see why.
He was massively over with the crowd. His big appeal is not so much his in-ring stuff, as solid as he is in the ring. His big appeal is his charisma and his character outside of it and how well he connects with the crowd.
True.
Also, his selling is superb.
I got that from the thingy match. So, William Regal announced that in replace of Drew McIntyre's injury, there was an open spot for number one contendership, and so they're now having they will have a Fatal Four Way number one contenders match in 2 weeks, as of recording, 2 weeks time. Not this week after, isn't it?
Yes.
So
that's right.
The first one was as we said, Trent Seven versus Killian Dane. These qualifying matches. So Dane won that. So Dane's in. Then, oh my god, on the same episode was Cassie Sono versus Johnny Gargano. My Christ, what a match. That has to go down as one of the best matches in episode NXT history. One that wasn't on a takeover. Yeah. It was sick.
The whole episode that those matches were on.
That was a really good episode.
Was easily one of the best NXT episodes in a very, very long time.
Agreed.
A lot of quality content crammed into an hour.
Yeah.
We as of the time of recording this, there are spoilers floating around about who the fourth place goes to. Hasn't been announced as of yet, so we won't talk about that.
No, we won't.
But as it stands, you're quite right. We have Gargano, Dane, and then as of this week, Aleister Black v Adam Cole.
Yes.
Aleister Black won with a fantastic black mass.
Yeah,
as it always is. I loved Cole's little shouting back at him, "What have you got? Give it to me."
And then he cracked him in the face.
And then he cracked him in the head.
Amazing.
And it kept Cole looking decent afterwards as well.
Yeah, true. It didn't. Cole didn't look weak in defeat at all.
So as it stands, they're the three we've got. I reckon someone might be here as
I
well.
reckon someone's up on our door. Anyway, but yeah, the one call that I've noted down, the last thing in my notes, is a call from Morrow during the Ono Gargano match, which was someone test that man's DNA. It's just a brilliant way of saying that man's not human, just twisted on his head. Morrow, I love you.
The whole NXT commentary team has really grown on me.
I've completely forgot about the last.
I've got no idea what
we're talking about. That's a weird.
It was the triple threat, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. So who's it's out of?
Dane, Gargano, and Black.
Yeah, who's the last match between?
It's between Lars Sullivan and
Roderick Strong, isn't it?
Roderick Strong.
Interesting. As you said, like the spoilers are probably out, so I don't think there's much point to speculating on who we think's going to win that. Is it?
I know who it is.
No, exactly. So, but we will leave you that. Anyway, folks, we will see you in January for another recent developments update. It'll probably be probably just after TakeOver Philadelphia.
I would imagine so.
Just after, so we can recap everything that's happened between now and then we'll cap over TakeOver Philadelphia as well.
Got anything else we want to say before we wrap up?
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on this video. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Official Wrestling or Official Wrestling. I think it's our Twitter handle.
May well be.
I'm pretty sure it is. Official Wrestling.
Sorry about that, lads.
Yeah, Official Wrestling IG on Instagram. And just Official Wrestling on Facebook. Go listen to A Few Good Marks as well. There's a new episode out all the time, every Friday. All that stuff. All that jazz. We will see you very, very soon. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.